What to do, Aereheads? Aere here, back for another video. It is the 24th. It is Thursday of August. We had that pretty solid day yesterday, right? I mean, we ran up, looked like we were going to break out of the value area high here, top of the range. Came back for a retest. We got rejected. We fell back in, and it did exactly what I said it would, right? I hate saying that, but it did, right? I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm so sure of myself and I'm never wrong, because I am. But, we said in Discord, like, look, you get rejected. If we lose the 21 moving average, we're coming for the POC. You lose the POC, you're coming for the value area low. This isn't, TA is not rocket science, right? We're just doing what the charts are telling us, is going to happen. And that is exactly what's playing out. Got a lot to cover today. We're going to talk about Binance. The FUD on Binance is increasing. It is increasing to a level never before seen. There's more FUD going on with Binance right now than with what happened with FTX. And whether it's true or not, who knows? But we're going to dissect it. There's been a lot of stuff coming out. There's even influencers out here saying that currently Binance, CZ et al. Is manipulating the price of Bitcoin to pump their BNB token, which, let's face it, has been having problems. It has been having huge problems, right? I mean, we had that descending, not really descending, I would call it symmetrical triangle, right? It's symmetrical triangle. We had that breakout to the downside and it hit it to the T, then it flagged out and we lost the flag. So now it's trying to build back, kind of banging against the previous support, now current resistance, looking like it's coming back for a retest right now. Lots of coins we're going to break down today. We had Nvidia come out with their earnings yesterday, smash expectations. A lot of the AI coins or AI adjacent coins like AGIX, RNDR, FET AI had a big run up yesterday because of that. So we're going to take a look at some possible corrections there. It might have already played out. I mean, I posted them in Discord earlier today. We took a look at PYR, RNDR, FET. We're going to take a look at SafePal today, LPT, Bone, DYDX. We got a lot of stuff to cover today on top of some news items. Maybe we'll check out crypto Twitter if there's some stuff going on, but it's just, I mean, look what's trending on crypto Twitter right now. It's BRICS, Nvidia, Binance, which we're going to talk about today, Prigozhin, Tornado Cash right now. Not a lot going on. Not a lot going on in crypto Twitter. But let's just hop right into it, guys. Do me a favor, smash that thumbs up button. It helps me out. Helps this video be shown to more people. Plus, all you gotta do is tap the screen on your phone and hit the thumbs up button. Discord, if you want to hop in for the alpha, discord.gg/alpha Aere. First 100 people who are active are gonna be grandfathered into any type of paywall I do in the future. That means for free. Take advantage of it. Let's just jump right into it. So we all know what's going on with Binance, right? If you don't, here's a quick little recap. So the price has tanked. Some of you guys know I took a pretty large short position, got out like 800 or 900% up. It was a very good short position. I shouldn't have gotten out because it's come down another like 5 or 6% since, but what do you do, right? There's a lot of money just to leave hanging on an exchange. So pretty well price action in BNB. Not sure what's going on. It's almost as if Binance was sued by the SEC on numerous charges with damning evidence. Sued by the CFTC on numerous charges with damning evidence. 3 senior executives quit in the same week. Had a $1 billion plus collateral hole in Binance pegged BUSD. BUSD is essentially collapse. Paxos forced them to wind down BUSD. Kicked out of Canada, Germany, Netherlands, and Belgium. About to be charged by the DOJ. And as I've been saying, I guarantee you, I promise you, they already have an indictment, a criminal indictment under seal right now with strong evidence of massive money laundering, terrorist financing, and sanctions violations with Russia. We talked about this yesterday. We did a live stream last night. So under investigation in France for aggravated money laundering, had their auditor quit and remove attestation, lost multiple banking partners and payment processors, can't process fiat in most countries. Binance US effectively closed, laid off thousands of employees, cut benefits for the remaining employees. There's a lot going on with Binance right now, and it's a little bit scary. CZ can be out here and tweet for, right, which is what he does in response to all of this stuff. Tweeting for, which is like fear, uncertainty, doubt, and some other bullshit. Keep on building or whatever, right? On top of that, we have FUD has been circulating that a BNB liquidation event led Binance to sell off Bitcoin. So CZ dismisses the claim, saying a $30 million sale has negligible impact on Bitcoin. A crypto analyst argues that liquidation event is unlikely. So, does $30 million affect the price of Bitcoin? It depends on how that $30 million is offloaded, right? If it's an OTC deal, no. If it's an exchange deal, yes, it's going to affect the price of Bitcoin. When we see that, I don't give a shit what you say, right? I stare at the charts all day long. If you don't, then just shut up. But if a $30 million block of orders came in at $27,000 right now, you can't tell me it's not going to affect the price of Bitcoin. You just can't. So like I said, this reminds me of a comedian where there's all these accusations. And I don't know if they're right or wrong, but you think Binance is batting 100, right? You think Binance is batting 100. It reminds me of this comedian.
You not believe in any conspiracy theories? I understand not all of them, not most of them, but you don't believe in any conspiracy theories? You just think the government's just batting 1,000 and telling us the whole truth? That's a strong stance to take. And as I said before, I don't like talking about politics on stage or off stage. I don't like talking about things I don't feel like I'm truly knowledgeable in. But I do know this. Our government is placed in charge of all of its people. I'm a father who's been placed in charge of just one son. And I lie to that nigga all the time.
It's a little funny, right? And it's a different situation. He's talking about conspiracy theories in the government, but the same. You think CZ and Binance is batting 1,000? I don't think FTX was the odd man out. I don't think FTX was the lone wolf. I think all these exchanges. Put it to you this way: I don't trust any of these exchanges. I just don't. I think we know for a fact that CZ has an Alameda type trading house where he is the president or CEO or whatever of is. This is one of the accusations that the United States government is making against him. I'm not taking the United States government's side. I'm just simply telling you, I don't think CZ and Binance is batting 1,000. So Binance, this is an older article, right? They're saying they're the target of a criminal probe in the U.S. for allegedly violating the country's sanctions on Russia. The SEC Commission also filed a lawsuit against the exchange in June for allegedly offering unregistered securities and operating illegally, and the CTFC Target Exchange for violating trading and derivative regulations. Reuters announced that they are split over charging Binance as the crypto world falters, right? So they are, in my opinion, they have an indictment under seal right now, and they are weighing the pros and cons, right? Especially when you have BlackRock and these giant hedge funds who, put my tinfoil hat on right now, have a bunch of politicians, probably the DOJ, a lot of people in the DOJ, on their payroll, right? I mean, BlackRock runs the world, right? I mean, they just do. Larry Fink is like, Dr. Evil, right? But they believe evidence justifies filing charges, right? For skirting Russian sanctions. They're saying money laundering. They're saying they targeted high net worth individuals to onboard them in the US, in Russia, and elsewhere. They are also accusing CZ of trading against customers, commingling customer funds. I'm not saying this is true. This is what the DOJ, the SEC, the CTFC is alleging. Could it be true? Sure. I mean, we had everyone in the world saying FTX was solvent a few days and telling you to buy FTX and FTT token and saying how great SBF was a few days before their collapse. I hope this is all wrong. I hope CZ's on the up and up. I hope everything is perfect. I hope they are batting 1,000. I hope Binance does not falter, because if they do, it's going to dwarf Terra Luna collapse. It's going to dwarf the FTX collapse. It's going to make that look like a molehill compared to a mountain, which is what a Binance collapse would look like. They are still, by far, and it's not even close, the largest crypto exchange out there, right? I think the second largest is like Coinbase, right? And it is, right? Binance number one. So their trading volume over the last 24 hours, 6,377,000,000. Coinbase, last 24 hours, about $1 billion, right? Kraken's the next one. KuCoin, why is it... There we go. Let's sort it by trading volume. So Binance number one, Who the hell is Top Credit International with 3 billion? Bit4x, BK. This is just 24 hours. They can have swings up and down, right? But you get the point here. The point is that Binance is a juggernaut, especially compared to FTX. So if we get a crash, if something happens, there's a bank run on Binance, and this is what the DOJ is weighing right now. I'll let you know, there's a lot of people out there, Binance isn't a U.S. company, this, that, and the third. It doesn't matter. FTX wasn't, I mean, they had a U.S. arm, right? But their main site wasn't in the U.S., and they got SBF. We don't think they're going to get CZ if they want CZ. I mean, the United States has clout on a world scale. They do, right? I mean, if they pressure a certain government, you know, threaten sanctions, whatever, if they want their guy, they're going to get him. I promise you they're going to get him if they want their guy, if they want it bad enough. So here's the kicker. There's a lot of people speculating right now that CZ and Binance need BNB's token to remain above a $200 price threshold. So as is the case with many crypto exchanges, Binance's token, BNB, can and does collateralize various forms of loans, reserves, and attestations. As we know from the dubious history of Tether, assets can move on and off a balance sheet within hours of attestation. So we saw what happened with FTT. Everything was fine until the FTT and all the FUDs started collapsing the price of FTT. They had various forms of FTT-backed collateral on margin, which cascaded into liquidations. Then FTX filed for bankruptcy. We all know what happened since. So there's a lot of people speculating that that $200 price point needs to hold. Otherwise, Binance could start becoming in trouble. Now, there's people on both sides of this saying yes and no. Plenty of misbehavior for, Binance. He's certainly questioned the SEC's pre-lawsuit investigation. The SEC has designated BNB and Binance's stablecoin as unregistered securities. So there's a lot going on right now. Starting to kind of smell similar to FTT. I'm not saying it's going that way. I'm just telling you what it smells like right now. It's a little sketch, a little scary what's going on. Like I said, do you think they're batting 1,000? I just don't see it. I really don't. News-wise, guys, I mean, there's not a lot going on. FTX tapping Galaxy to sell, stake, and hedge its crypto billions. All the stuff that it's recovered, found, et cetera, trading below maximum pain levels ahead of the $2.7 million option settlement right now. Crypto options exchange Deribit saying a lot of put options are in the money. So we have to kind of watch that. Tornado Cash devs being charged. Donald Trump's NFTs surge after the Tucker Carlson interview. Did you guys watch that or GOP debates last night? That's pretty much it, guys. There's not a whole lot going on right now. Even crypto Twitter's kind of boring. Some of the trending articles: Shopify enabling USDC payments via Solana Pay. Cool for the Sol guys. Miami Mayor Suarez will take salary in Bitcoin if elected president. Zero chance of that happening. Bitcoin back to 26,500. It's a lot of speculation. BNB falls under 14% after Binance helps Russians move money, right? We talked about that. US SEC is not coming after Cardano, says Charles Hoskinson. Elon Musk says X Twitter is a Doge-friendly place. I mean, those are the trending articles right now. That's what people are talking about. So here we go. So this is a kind of a cool one. Crypto Twitter check-in here. So an important correlation between Bitcoin and then US yields, right? Treasury yields, real yields, Federal Reserve. Simply, higher yields drives investors to cash and out of riskier assets like Bitcoin. So to put this simple, real yields, when they go higher, you get out of risk assets. When real yields go lower, you get into risk assets. So the yields on this is inverse, right? So when the price of yields goes up, or it's inverse on this chart to correlate to the price of Bitcoin, right? When they go up, the price of Bitcoin goes down and vice versa. So you can see the correlation here. So when yields are going up, the price of Bitcoin goes down and vice versa. So people are getting out of riskier assets and they're getting into their yield farming, right? Kind of like in DeFi. So pretty important correlation. So as we're seeing yields reach highs, you're seeing riskier assets drop as a result. So kind of a correlation there for you guys. That's why it's important to track yields. Thought this was kind of funny. Bitcoin 2023 year in review. It's a little loud, so just caution.
Jump.
So it's funny. It's also funny that like you have a 1% good day, right? And then all of a sudden you have videos like this coming out, right? Everyone's making those open mouth thumbnails telling you it's going to the moon again. And I get it, right? I get it, but let's be realistic. Let's take it one level at a time. What else we got? So the pump is coming. This is what I'm talking about, right? You have one good 1% day, and then all of a sudden everyone's talking about a $1 million Bitcoin again. It's come on, guys. You know, I get it. It's hopium. It's fine. You know, I visit my hopium dealer every once in a while too. So Bitcoin whales and sharks have collectively purchased about 12,000 Bitcoin since August 17th, worth about $308 million. So we're seeing from a whale transaction count and supply distribution an increase, right? So whales have started to buy this level that we're at. So let's check in with Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen. So, you know, when you get into a range like this, and it is a range, it's not a beautiful one, but here's what I like to do, right? So first thing I'm going to do is, first of all, turn off this fixed range, and I'm going to draw it for you. So if you go to your tools here, right there, and you go down to right there, fixed range volume profile. You go from candle to candle. So you click it there and you drag it all the way to the current price. And it's going to give you your range, right? You have your value area high, the top of the range, value area low, your low of the range, and then your POC where most of the kind of volume takes place. So like we were saying, by me, I mean me and the mouse in my pocket, right? Like I was saying earlier this morning, you know, we saw ourselves in a little bit of an symmetrical triangle, right? Which, you know, a symmetrical triangle on a bullish pattern means continuation, right? Which should have broken to the upside more often than not, right? 70% of the time, let's say, but that means 30% of the time it breaks down. This is a time when it broke down. So I said, look, if we lose this value area high, you target the POC, right? Which is we did. We lost the POC. It's coming back up for a retest right now. If we, you know, have a bullish retest, it's going to go back up to the value area high. If we fail this retest, it's going to come down. That's how you trade these things. These are the levels. This is what you trade in this range, right? So typically speaking, when you get up to the top of the range, you look for short entries, you know, and then you figure out what it's going to do here. This is where you figure out, are you going to close your position because it's going to, you know, have a bullish bounce off that POC, and then you're going to enter into a long position off of the POC, or do you sit in your short that you took up top here, or you took, you know, on the failed retest, and you hold it to the bottom of the channel here? It's that simple. When you get into a tight range like this, that's all you can do. And you rinse, just keep rinsing and repeating that, right? So you bounce around in this range until you either lose it or you win it. And then you should hopefully be on the winning side of that trade. So it's that simple. The TA is that simple right now. Finding entries and having the discipline and the patience, as I've always been saying, is going to be a little bit harder for newbies, right? Simple moving average, we're starting to lose it, but we're retesting it right now. We're working off that red dot print that printed out at 7 o'clock this morning. You can see money flow starting to come out again, VWAP starting to come down again. My guess is we probably lose it unless we see an influx of money flow on the smaller time frames, right? VWAP's coming up again on the hourly. Money flow is still kind of bleeding a little bit though. So it's a battle between the VWAP, battle between the money flow right now, the RSIs, the SOAKs. You can see though that we are under the moving average, the simple moving average on the RSI, although it is ticking up a little bit. So these next couple hours are going to be pretty important. It'll help to kind of dictate which way the price of Bitcoin is going to go. But it looks like down. I mean, we're down 1.44% right now, giving up pretty much all the gains from yesterday. So all the influencers, I told you we're going to $1 million Bitcoin again, you know, after a 1% pump day. Where are they at now? But that's what I'm seeing with Bitcoin. Continue to trade this range, continue to watch this range. If you want a bullish scenario on Bitcoin, the bullish scenario is you close outside of this range, right? We have a good close outside this range. You look to like this candle right here for a high. You know, you try to get outside this again, but also at the same time, since we did kind of make a little bit of a high here, you're waiting to see if we come up and we make a lower high again. Do we smash right at that value area high again? You know, that's just the little things you kind of got to watch for. You know, watch what the RSI does, what the Stokes does on the 4-hour chart. We're still well under all moving averages on the 4-hour chart. We're still in bearish posture right now. You know, not every day is going to be red. Not every day is going to be green. So when you have a swing, you got to look at the bigger picture, right? We didn't break out of the range yesterday, even though it was a good, decent day. Still didn't leave the range, right? We still didn't make a higher high. So for now, trade the range on Bitcoin. You know, it looks like to me still, if you take a look at liquidity, Let's pull it up here. Bookmap, still super thick below us. $27,000 is a potential spot. That's where my current stop loss is on the short that I'm in. That's a potential, right? You know, you could come down here, bounce off this, hit 27,000 again, or we could go up for 27,000, come back down for 25,000. But that's kind of what I'm seeing here. So on the, where is it? Liquidation side of things. So this is going to be your liquidation heat map here. If it decides to load for me, there we go. You can see it's just getting thicker and thicker up here. So more people are entering into shorts. These are shorts up here, longs down here. So it seems like more people are starting to short the market up here. If we take a look at open interest right now, the market is more long than it is short. So let's give it a little refresh here. This is on the hourly chart. You can see it's just been swinging back and forth. You know, typically the market's really, really long, as you can see here, but it's been swinging back and forth. It's like investors can't make up their mind right now. So that's why we got to paint that bullish and bearish scenario for you with the POC, the VAH, the VAL, and just kind of watch the range that we're in and seeing what's going to happen. It still is technically a bearish flag that should break down to the downside more often than not, but that doesn't mean we can't break out to the top. That's my Bitcoin TA. Let's look at some alts. Let's check out some alts. Let's check out DYDX, a decentralized exchange. We've been talking about this for a while now. So we got a couple things going on. I mean, it had a nice pump yesterday. I mean, it pumped, this is the 4-hour chart. The pump from, where it started to where it's at now was 20%. Huge pump, huge day. When you have huge pump, huge days, when Bitcoin corrects, you typically have huge corrections. Not always, depends on what's going on with the coin. But you can see how this blue line here has acted as resistance going back all the way to May, right? The beginning part of May. So it's very, very simple. The TA on this is you take your profits at this level, right? So you don't automatically close out your positions. That's not what I'm telling you to do. You got to make sure it doesn't, get this bounce up. But this line needs to flip to resistance or you're going to get pullback, right? And history says you're going to get pullback either to kind of like, this is like my own PLC here at $2, or you're coming down to 1.898. You can see where we started to get that bullish cross on the moving averages, right? So the cross is where all the moving averages come above the 200, which is this orange, the Bitcoin orange here, right? So this is the 50, the 21, and the 100. So when they cross up, like what happened here, price goes up. When they cross down, like we see here, price goes down. We talked about this in my How to TA series, right? As a trading strategy. So DYDX right now, the daily and the 4-hour are both above the simple moving average. Everything here looks bullish on the daily. So we got money coming up, VWAP. The 4-hour looks to look like more of a pullback though, right? Which is what we saw. So I posted this in Discord. I posted all these plays in Discord earlier today in the Aere Alt TA channel here. We're going to cover a lot of these coins today. So if you're taking some of these plays off of these support and resistance levels, you're in the money now on just about every single one of them. So this is what I'm seeing. It's very, very simple in DYDX. We can take the volume range profile, right? You take it from here to here, and you can see your POC at the top. You can see, your value area high at the top, POC here, and your value area low here. You need to trade those just like I was talking about on Bitcoin. But for now, it looks like we failed this resistance level or the value area high. Looks like it's coming back down a little bit. I'm going to continue to watch it, right? So if you took a short here, you're in the money already. Congratulations. But it looks like to me with Bitcoin being down, we're probably coming down further. So DYDX right now, pretty flat on the day. I'm going to continue to watch the VWAP, which is coming down now. I mean, people are selling. People are finding value lower is what that typically means. And money flow is coming out. So here's what happens. So anytime there's AI or AI adjacent news, and in this case, it was NVIDIA's earnings being astronomical. Even the anticipation up into the earnings was astronomical. You see crypto AI and AI adjacent coins pump. It happens anytime there's a new ChatGPT release or Google or any kind of AI in the news. AI coins typically pump, and we saw it. So we saw AGIX pump, right? So from the value area low here to the value area high here, it was a 14% pump. It pumped it pretty quick. It's already started to retrace it. Again, I posted this in Discord earlier. So if you took the short off of the value area high here, you're well into the profits now. I mean, that was a 8% win, right? Starting to kind of come back a little bit. So let's take the range, right? Boom, boom, like we talked about. And you can see where it looked like it was going to fake out, breakout up to, this is resistance here. We need to flip this. So obviously, so if we're gonna continue up, this needs to be flipped. But coming back down to the middle of the range, you know, potential for more downside if we get rejected here above the simple moving average, but we were pointed down. This is when I started to TA it earlier this morning. Obviously, it fell down even more. It played out like I said it would. Money's bleeding. VWAP was coming up, but I said it's coming down. You know, which capitulates first? It looked like the VWAP capitulated first, and we got that downside from earlier this morning when I posted this. So right now, it looks like it's retesting the POC, which is the high POC. It's close to the value area high. You know, if this gets a failed retest, we're coming down to the bottom. If this retest is successful, we're going to retest the value area high, which right now sits at 0.1847. That's how simple this stuff is. You know, if you fail that retest, you're coming back down to the POC. You fail that, you're coming back down to the bottom of the range. That's how this works. You got to trade these levels. As long as you keep trading these levels and retest and tests, you're going to be on the winning side of whatever way this thing breaks out. But, you know, looking... You know, overall, obviously bearish. I mean, this, you know, just been a free for all, right? Ever since. But continue to watch it. Continue to watch these, you know, AI pumps, and that's what I'm seeing in AGIX. Check it out. Let's check out Bone. There's been a lot going on in the Shiba ecosystem with the recent relaunch of Shibarium. Bone running as a result right now. You can see, you know, we were talking about this round and bottom a while ago, and then the potential for the launch. It's smashed into resistance here. Weren't able to flip it right now, but it is kind of flagging out a little bit. A little bit of a wonky flag right now. If you want to continue upwards, this obviously needs to be flipped. That 1.4 level needs to be flipped. Then we're probably looking at about a 1.538. You guys know me. I'm not talking what the price is going to be a year from now, right? That I don't do that. I'm looking at what's happening right now. So if we want a price to go up, we need to flip 1.4. If we don't flip 1.4, we're coming back down. So the moving averages are ticking up. So if we want a bullish move, these need to pass through the 200 moving average, this Bitcoin orange here. So right now we are above the simple moving average. Money flow is coming in, is finally green. This morning it wasn't when I started talking about it, but it's positive now. The momentum is there on Bone. So to continue up though, we need to have a successful test of this 1.4 resistance level. You know, wait for that retest, and then we're bouncing to the top here at about 1.538 as we build back on Bone. Shiba, there's a lot of momentum in the Shiba ecosystem right now. They're trying to drop the meme coin tag. Shiba's not really doing much today, at least when I looked at it this morning. Shiba Inu, where are you? Shiba Inu, there we go. Down 1.5%. So kind of following the market trend, but Bone running up right now. MAs took a turn up and are chasing the 200. Need to flip the resistance. We've been following LPT on this channel for a while now. So we got a lot going on. So it, you know, descending wedge broke out. You know, we called this breakout, and it's you know, right now testing this resistance level that I had drawn at about 7.2-ish. A little bit of a flag or a symmetrical kind of forming here on the 4-hour chart. Probably looks better on the 1-hour chart. It does. You can see it there. So it feels like it wants to move up more. The money flow's coming up. The VWAP, as soon as that crosses the zero line, you're going to see us pump up to this next level, which is about that 7.56. I would anticipate maybe that, you know, becoming some resistance levels. If we flip that, we're just going to keep going up, possibly retesting these highs up here. So solidly holding above the simple moving average right now on the 4-hour, you know, 4-hour chart. Boom, there we go. VWAP up, money flow ticking up. This keeps up. We're moving up higher. You know, the bear div played out. So we saw that bear div, right, from here to here. When we called it, we said we're coming down. We did, obviously. And then we fell into a descending wedge, broke up. Now let's build back. LPT. You know, there's been a lot of money made on LPT for me and others. But that's what I'm seeing right now. Safe Pal. You know, we've been talking about this one as well. Bull pennant right now, still in it. Still feels like it wants to break up. Money flow is positive. VWAP is negative. It's a mixed bag of indicators, right? VWAP's down. Money flow green. But it's headed down, kind of turned flat right now. Need a good day here to break up. So simple moving average, we did get that little bounce on the 4-hour chart off of it. So if this continues up and we see a little bit more money flow kind of coming in, then VWAP turn positive, we're going to see this bull pennant play out. So we did break out, right? I'm going to go to daily to show you this. There we go. We've been in this kind of symmetrical triangle, whatever. It's not beautiful. It's not perfect, but they don't have to be perfect. Start breaking to the top side, right? We saw that momentum. You smash off the bottom here, got that momentum coming in, and boom, it played out. So key levels I'm looking at, really to target that breakout of a 0.66, but you got some resistance along the way, 6.1 and 6.4 there. So as long as these indicators continue to trickle up and this RSI kind of starts trickling up, we don't slip that SMA, simple moving average, it's going to continue up. But this has, again, been another good coin that has been, printing money for me. So SFP, SafePal, right? Great hardware wallet. I own it myself. That and the Tangem are the two wallets that I use the most. We talked about FET or Fetch AI. This is a coin that is AI, right? Aere adjacent Fetch.ai, but pretty simple here. So possible 11% downside if we get rejected. So it's looking like we did get rejected. So when I started earlier this morning, we hadn't quite been rejected yet. We were higher up, so it has come down since. But you want to go up, we need to flip the 0.2179 level to go up. I said I was watching the triple top, right? So top. Looks like we're getting rejected. Probably come down to the POC, which probably sits right around these moving averages right here. Slip that, we're probably coming down to the bottom of the range, and I would look for a triple bottom in that case. So hopefully we get a bounce back to the top side. But again, printing money, we were above the simple moving average, but it's coming down. We got that triple top. Not looking great. Like I said earlier this morning, money's bleeding, VWAP coming down. Need to flip one of those in order to kind of come on up. So potential, a lot more downside on Fetch right now. So there's some plays out there, guys. There's definitely some money to be made, and we're talking about it in Discord. Again, hop on in, discord.gg/alpha-air. I only make one video a day, but I'm posting in Discord many times. But that's what I'm seeing on FET. And then look, we gotta take a look at BNB, right? So this is what I'm talking about. When we saw this consolidation here after that kind of big dump, and this was from the beginning of June all the way until recently, right? So we saw it was in a symmetrical pattern. So when it's a symmetrical pattern, like a symmetrical triangle like this, that means continuation. So it was continuation of the downtrend, since we were in a downtrend with all the FUD and everything else we talked about at the beginning of this video. I mean, really, it hit the breakout to the T, and then it even flagged out from that breakout, and we lost it. So we got that kind of rounded bottom, which goes back to here. So we got that double bottom going back a while. This was going back to June of 2022. And luckily it bounced, it hit $202, guys. Maybe even a little bit lower on some other exchanges, but that's that needed to hold line. That's where like the tinfoil hats came out and people said, this is where CZ was manipulating the price of Bitcoin. That's why we got that bounce yesterday. That's what people are saying. I'm not saying it. That's what other people are saying on crypto Twitter and YouTube videos, making open mouth thumbnails, stuff like that. At the end of the day, I don't know what happened, right? We could speculate all day long, but at the end of the day, we got that double bottom bounce off of 200. We had that green day yesterday. So for now, at least, if you subscribe to that need to hold $200 theory where they could get in trouble, it played out. So right now we're retesting that $216 level. Money flow is still bleeding. It's being heavily shorted. VWAP's coming back down again after yesterday, and we got a red dot print. So my guess is we probably fail this unless something happens, right? Unless CZ manipulates it again. And I'm not saying he did, but BNB is being so heavily shorted right now. It's insane. So that's it, guys, on BNB. The last coin I'm TAing of the day for the video is RNDR, another AI adjacent coin. They had a big run up yesterday. We flipped that value area high. It looked like maybe we're going to break out a little bit more, but then it kind of got that rounded top and failed retest, and we're coming back down. So we lose the value area high, look to the POC and value area low as likely corrections. Failing retest the value area high, flip value area high to go up. So RSI is coming down. Looks like maybe it's bouncing a little bit right now. But, it's overall, it's coming down. Starting to bleed again. Money flow's coming out. VWAP's coming down. So it looks like we're probably coming down to the POC here. Lose that, you're coming down to the value area low here. Again, you continuously trade these. But big resistance targets would be about 1.57, 1.76, and 1.8 on the way up if this should so choose to continue. But you know, these AI coins pumped off the Nvidia news, and that's kind of fizzling out today a little bit. I mean, even I think the regular, yeah, I mean, now the Nasdaq's negative 1%. I mean, it's just coming back, right? It's short-term memory for the markets right now. That's pretty much it, guys. If you want a coin TA, hop in Discord or drop it down below, and I'll be more than happy to TA it in the next video that I make. Or if you want it sooner, hop in Discord, discord.gg/alpha-air. Follow me on Twitter. I'm not really active there yet, but I'm probably going to be. Just twitter.com/alpha-air. I do post. And then smash that thumbs up button. Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you later.